Hey everyone, this is Pastor Scott. I am wanting to do a little bit of a how-to video in terms of using Vanco, which is our online giving option. For some of you, this might be brand new and you've never used it before. Some of you might already be using it, but I just wanted to try and give a little step-by-step walkthrough for getting logged in and using it. So that's the purpose of this video. If you're already using Vanco and you're familiar with it, feel free to disregard. Otherwise, if you are trying to set it up to be able to still give towards the church during these uneasy times, that's what this is for. And if you have questions, please reach out to us at the church and we can try and get you walked through it as well to offer some more help if that's needed. So if you look at what you can see on the screen right now, this is the church website. It's just our regular landing page. And if we scroll down to right here, there's the link to donate online. We click on that, that will take us over to Vanco. Now this is the online Vanco donation page. From here, you can either log in right here. If you have already created a profile, that's where you give your login information. And once you log in, then you'll have all of this information as well, which is your giving options. And you can just go ahead and do that. But if you need to create a profile, you'll click right here. Create profile. As we bring that up, now it gives us the opportunity to use an email address. Now I'm just going to work on trying to set up kind of a funky little profile here for the sake of showing you how to do it. So I'm going to use one of my alternate email addresses to do that. So I'm just going to say scottdalen1@gmail.com. That is one of my extra emails, and then you confirm it. So basically you just put in the same one again, and then we continue, and then it comes up for your profile information. So first name, Scott Dalen, address, P.O. Box 9 is my address. Address 2, I don't need to worry about, Underwood, IA 51576. Phone number is not required. I'm not going to put that in because that's not necessary. You can see that those passwords or the email address is already in there from the last one, and you have to create a password. So I'm going to just create a login password. I'm not going to actually tell you what this is because that's unnecessary, but you need to create a password. So I'm going to do that. And then you confirm the same password. So basically you type the same thing in again just to make sure that it's good. And there's some requirements over here, at least 8 characters. You need at least 1 letter and 1 number. Can't be identical to your first name, last name, email address, etc., etc., etc. So there's some things in that. So just note that. And then you click the create profile, which is right here. Don't worry about that little pop-up. That's just a thing from my browser. Okay, so now there's a profile that's created. And if you wanted to go ahead and do a transaction, you click Add Transaction. Typically, we just go to the general fund. That's the best way of doing it. We actually don't operate a building fund or an evangelism fund right now. So say, for instance, I wanted to give $10. I'm just pulling that number out of the air. So I would type in $10, and you come down to donation frequency. This is important. You can do one time. So then in that case, I'm just doing one time a $10 donation. You can do it weekly, and that's set up that it will automatically do $10 every week, and you can set the day. Or you can do it monthly, same deal, a monthly donation of that $10 or whatever price or dollar amount you want. Now, when I personally do this, I always do it one at a time. So I just do a single one-time transaction, and then I do that every time I'm going to give to the church. Other people have set up the recurring donations, and that's just fine. But so we say one time, and then you can actually set your date. And you can either type it into this little box here, or if you click on this little calendar icon, then you can actually pick what date you want that to come out. So for instance, I could set it for Friday the 19th, or whatever day the 19th is. I guess that's Thursday. And it will come out on that. Then you go ahead and hit continue. And then it brings up your actual, oh, well, let's see. Then it's wanting to make sure that I'm not a robot, and it's asking how I want to do it. Now you can either use a credit card or a debit card, like right here. Excuse me, I had a little cough there. Not sick, just some food stuck in my throat there. You can, or you can do an automatic debit from your checking or savings. When I do it, I go ahead and use my debit card and do it that way. So you would click on that. Here's all the spots where you put in your information. If you ever do any online shopping of any sort with that, you're probably familiar with this type of thing. Usually then it'll ask you if you're a robot. So I click no, I'm not a robot. Now I'm not going to put in that information, but you just put in all that pertinent information. And then finally you will hit process right here and it will go through. If you want to use your checking account, you can see then it brings up your routing number and account number. And then there's the sample right here that shows you which number is which. You place that in, you would click the I'm not a robot again, and that $10, which you can see over here, one-time donation on the 19th, I would click process and it would go through. So that's how this works. I think it's fairly simple. It might feel a little bit daunting to someone who hasn't done it before, but that's the easy way to go through and do it. Again, if you have any questions, let us know at the church. We can try and walk you through it as well and help you out with that. But this is how to use Vanco to be able to continue giving remotely to the church during this time, or even moving forward once all this virus information stuff is done. Thanks, everybody.